All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game going to be between Tho and Fly, taking place here on Twisted Meadows. Fly has spawned as the blue orc on the top right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Tho, well, spawning all the way on the other side of the map as the yellow human. Things opening up. You can see Altar of Kings farm, most likely followed by a barracks here in just a moment. And Tho, well, I'm actually studying this replay, or studying Tho a little bit more, trying to figure out the timings on this particular build. Built a farm, got in about, to 83 hit points, and then shifted over to build that barracks. And, you know, these players spend so much time min-maxing their particular builds so that they are effective and efficient, so that their timings do work out. And well, they're also trying to maximize their gold here. So yes, units are going to be walking back and forth here, and this is one of the benefits of human players and orc players early on compared to the undead and the undead and night elf. Sometimes you're able to get these peasants to move slightly faster, and then the typical 4 out of 5 that are standardized by the haunted gold mine and that entangled gold mine. You may say, well, that seems a little bit unfair then, but at the same time, this little poor peasant as it's working, and this peasant as it's working right now, well, they need to stay at their post in order to build those buildings, unlike an acolyte's ability to just summon up a building and then move along its merry ways. So it's all balanced out. Everyone's pretty much even, as we see Fly going into a Farseer. We do have an Orc Burrow. There's a War Mill. Are we going to see a tech to tier 2 or a barracks? It will be a tech to tier 2 first. So very fast tech to tier 2 here. Barracks may be coming a little bit later, but you can see all of these peons on this lumber line here, and it's going to be able to clear out this War Mill location fairly fast. There is that barracks now. Farseer, well, summoning up some units and going to be ready for that harassment. Militia quickly making their way over, going to take down that Forest Troll High Priest quickly, and now going after the Rock and Mud Golem. Well, here's that benefit if you didn't know. Once you aggro those units away, they do not, I repeat, do not try and use any of those spell abilities. So that's why the game is going down the way it is, as the Forest Troll Trapper does get lost here. In comes the Farseer. We may see the sacrifice of a peasant there. Going to be one attack. Wait, what's going on? Are we going to see the deny? No deny. It's going to be, well, another wolf and another peasant getting taken out there. So Fly already getting 50 experience as the units are now trying to back away. Archmage trying to keep some distance. Does have Belt of Giant Strength +3. Or 6, so it's able to easily, well, retreat back here, and while having a large amount of hit points. Farseer still wandering around, as we see one wolf trying to dive in here and perhaps put in a little bit of pressure. Arcane Tower is nearly done upgrading, as the Archmage, well, just completely happy and okay with wandering around the map now. Meanwhile, both peasants going after a Null Warden, and the Archmage now purposely trying to come back. Farseer is going to go ahead and summon up some new wolves, and this is going to be some more pressure. Archmage may be forced to try and put pressure onto the Farseer, and well, the Archmage with much better regeneration on those hit points because of that Belt of Giant Strength and much larger hit point capacity, well, should be able to push back. I don't know if it doesn't really feel like Tho is playing with the thought that, hey, you know what, I have this additional 6 strength, let me use it to my advantage, as we're going to see the Archmage perhaps, yes, get that last shot there, pick up a Ring of Superiority, gets another one there, or gets another wolf there, as the Archmage is nearly at level 3, and the Archmage is going to go ahead and try and buy Boots of Speed, and does exactly that. Damage is getting racked up here. Footman, oh, one Footman does get gift wrapped. That's going to be a little bit of bad news there, as the wolf taken out by a Forest Troll Trapper. This one Footman is going to get taken out, knife or axe to the back. It looks as though he's trying to get away, and that he will be able to get away. Meanwhile, Archmage is sitting at level 3, level 2. Water Elementals most likely going to get summoned up here in just a second. Not quite sure why it's frozen at one time, as this Footman now hides off to the south. So 2 low hit point Footmen hiding to the south. We are teching the tier 2. Archmage is going to try, and yes, it is going to go after that right there. Purge onto the Footman. The Water Elemental, if you notice, was purposely just holding position, waiting for the Null Warden to be done, to be taken down before actually attacking. If that water elemental had tried to attack earlier, it would have been purged. And we know how much damage purge does on summoned units. Alright, so what is Fly looking to do here? Fly does have a Tauren Chieftain as a second hero, is getting up a Bestiary, has a Voodoo Lounge, getting up a Spirit Lodge as well. Really needs to get Purge in order to counteract this level 3 Archmage with those level 2 Water Elementals early. There's a little bit more damage here. Water Elemental down to 188 hit points. It's just trying to slowly get away. Is it going to end up getting its timed life? It will. It could have been chased, but no chase there. Archmage going to summon up another Water Elemental. There's that, holding of the position again, and then finishing off the Null Warden in time, as the Water Elemental is dishing out a bit of damage again. Alright, Forest Troll Warlord, Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain hasn't shown any signs of an ability yet. Not Endurance. Nope, gonna be Endurance Aura first for faster attack speed across all of these Headhunters. Headhunters now attacking slow still, but, we all know that those, Headhunters / will we get Berserkers? Probably not, as we're at the 6-minute mark in this game, as the, Wolves and other units getting cleaned up here. Alright, Tauren Chieftain still sitting at 1.5 here. Footman trying to retreat back. Low hit point Water Elemental may need to be denied. Some low hit point Footman back at home here. There are some Arcane Sanctums with the Mountain King joining in on the fight here as we see another Wolf taken down. Archmage. Ring of Protection +3, Boots of Speed, Slippers of Agility. There's level 2 now on that Farseer. Archmage getting ready to run up on inside here, and we are looking at, the Burrows completely defenseless. Alright, no reinforced defenses. The timing on this attack is going to hurt a lot here, as the Peons trying to make their way over. Archmage trying to rack up a little bit of damage. Peons making their way over here. One Peasant going to get taken, or Footman going to get taken down, and just with 7 Peons working, this Orc Burrow does not look like it will get finished off. Meanwhile, Farseer able to purge a Footman there, finish off another Footman there, and Fly, now with dual level 2 heroes, looking fairly strong. He was able to fend off this attack here, and now with the reinforced defenses ready, Bestiary with Raiders and Ensnare, and perhaps some more Shamans being trained up, the Archmage and the Mountain King are going to have a little bit of difficulties, fending off, what Fly has already been training up and is going to be strong during this Tier 2 phase of the game. Now, Priests are moving out here, and we are getting up a second Arcane Sanctum. Priest moving out to try and heal. There's an Ensnare on to that Water Elemental. It is no longer tanking damage. We're going to see another Ensnare here. Mountain King does have Stormbolt, and the Priests do have a lot of work to do here. This is a little bit of a dangerous move by Tho. Perhaps suspecting or thinking, you know what, since I saw the Wolves come by, it most likely means, Footman. Oh, wow. Footman able to escape away at 17 hit points. Vampiric Aura picked up. Mountain King quickly sells it. Has a Scroll of Healing as well. And we're going to be looking at a couple of Priests who need to do a lot of work to keep Tho's army alive. We're looking at 35 supply compared to 47. Fly's army significantly larger. Mountain King perhaps going to try and Stormbolt or get some damage down here, but those Footmen are just too low on hit points. A Shockwave, a Chain Lightning, anything. There goes one Footman again. Tho is kind of just feeding experience to Fly right now, and once we get to level 3, that's going to be extremely bad news. Alright, Shockwave rips down one Footman once more. Level 3 now on the Farseer, and now suddenly, hero level advantage in the other way for Fly. Mountain or Tauren Chieftain may be able to get to level 3 here. There's a Purge. Mountain King Invul Potion quickly being used, trying to get away. Farseer decides not to give chase at all. Fly is in a great spot. Northern position, setting up an expansion. Tauren Chieftain just now got to level 3, clearing out the creep camp. Will it be level 2 Shockwave? That is the question here. And are we going to be getting Spellbreakers behind this? So yeah, Spellbreakers behind this, sitting at 37 over 50 supply compared to 47 over 51. And perhaps more Spellbreakers will still be needed. Archmage is at 4. Mountain King is at 2. But going up against level 2 Chain Lightning and level 2 Shockwave could mean certain death for all of those Priests and Spellbreakers. We're also looking at some more aggressive clearing of creep camps by Fly, clearing out some more orange creep camps in the center. Also, this expansion by Fly is nearly completed, 3/4 of the way done, and then we'll start seeing that economic advantage. Mountain King looking to clear up the Forest Troll trappers here, getting very close to level 3. Archmage purposely backing away. Perhaps they'll go after this mercenary camp. So it will be a 4-3 versus, well, 2 heroes that are nearly level 4, finishing off these Forest Troll trappers. Now, what can go down here? Spellbreakers getting that little bit of extra mana they'll need. Meanwhile, we are looking at an arcane vault here. Sorceresses and priests, or sorceresses and well, spellbreakers going to get trained up here. There's a slow Squirrel of Town Portal trying to come back. Tauren Chieftain gets in a big shockwave, takes down one, and here we are in that engagement. Stormbolt onto a raider. Squirrel of Town Portal, both sides fighting their way through. Are we going to see another death of a raider again? There's a shockwave ripping across, and their chain lightning bouncing. Scroll of Healing quickly being used to try to save all of these units and keep them alive here. Low hit point raider was stunned, and that's why he wasn't beating down on those priests. But that third shockwave, or that shockwave and chain lightning still bouncing through. There's a Scroll of Healing going back the other way. There goes a Kodo Beast. Water Elemental was down to 1 hit point, and it does give level 4 to the Farseer. All right, an absolute bloodbath there. Though down to 39 supply, sitting at 400 or 500 gold, needs to train up more units, get back into a good position. Mountain King sitting at level 3. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain on the cusp of level 4 already, and it just needs a little bit more to get level 2 Endurance Aura. Timing is going to be key here. Mountain King going after this Ogre Magi, Priest, and Sorceress coming over to re-engage. There's a couple of bashes on that Ogre Magi to finish him off. Now going after the Ogre Mauler. This Footman taking quite a bit of damage, needing to back away. Does get Inner Fire, and now gets Invisibility as well, as he's going to be hiding. All right, so Inner Fire stolen by the Spellbreaker for a moment. I'm like, how are we at Castle? We are not, as the priests are only at adept training. There goes another ogre there. Mountain King sitting at level 3. We're going to see a Scroll of Town Portal coming back. The defense is going to be difficult. There's a shockwave and a chain lightning. Multiple peasants getting taken down. Farseer could be in trouble though. No Invul Potion. And are we going to see that Farseer taken out? No. Scroll of Town Portal now transferred back over. Bloodlust stolen. So, and one down to Sorceress. 56 supply compared to 40. Fly, well, with that extra economy, able to build up a larger and maintain a larger army consistently. That Bloodlust, well, once again stolen from the Ogre Magi creep camps earlier. We are not at mastery trained shaman either, and we don't even have berserkers. Yeah, the spells in this game confusing me just a little. My apologies. 59 supply compared to 42. Things are not looking good. Tho does have this expo down on the southern side, but it may be too little too late for this upcoming army size. No, Stormbolt onto the Farseer. Farseer taking quite a bit of damage. Is he going to be able to get away? Mountain King needs a little bit longer time, as the Mountain King could be in trouble. Mountain King down to 730 hit points, getting purged, getting ensnared, constantly getting into trouble as it tries to back away. 1,000 hit point Mountain King able to fend off the attack Archmage. A little bit of that glass cannon keeping the army together. 48 supply compared to 59. Tho really needs to train up a large enough army and well in order to fight back here. One thing to remember though, the tanks, the Spellbreakers in that frontline spot. Stormbolt onto the Tauren Chieftain. You're going to lose quite a bit of mana. Mountain King gets in another lucky bash again. Invul Potion could be used. Yes, Mountain King needs to stay alive. There's a Shockwave. Doesn't do that much there, as the units are trying to retreat back. All right, Mountain King needs mana and needs lots of it. Are we going to perhaps see a little bit more go down onto that Tauren Chieftain? Shockwave rips on through. Scroll of Healing, and then, well, I believe a Scroll of Healing was used. Mountain King could be in a little bit of trouble trying to retreat back once more. 56 supply compared to 63. Supply counts are getting closer and closer as Fly realizes that there must be an expansion down to the south, and he's going to try and, well, break there instead. Scrolls of Town Portal are not cheap. Constantly using Scroll of Town Portal to try and get where you need to go in a defensive posture. Not the best way to do it, but that's exactly what Tho may be forced to do here. No, he's going to walk with the Scroll of Town Portal as the Arcane Tower now removing all the mana off the Tauren Chieftain and that Farseer. This is going to be a big deal. Town Hall currently taking quite a bit of damage. There's some slow. Mountain King trying to go after some of these units here. Are we going to get some damage down? Town Hall nearly taking out Water Elemental. There's Kodo Beast playing Hungry Kodos, as the Kodo Beast down to 600 hit points already and falling quickly. Mountain King could try to Stormbolt back the other way. Tauren Chieftain, we see some Wind Riders there. There's level 4 now on the Mountain King. Level 2 Bash could be underway. Caster's not going to be enough. 51 supply over 50. Unable to train up any additional units as the casters are retreating back here. All right, there goes another footman as Fly is just seemingly in dominant control of this game. 6 supply in the belly of those Kodos. And the Mountain King, well, having a difficult time trying to take down the Tauren Chieftain, who just simply has too many, survivability items in that Invul Potion, Scroll of Healing, and Ring of Regeneration, and that will be the game. Fly, who had fallen behind during the early portions of the game, really able to out-creep and outlast Tho here, building up a large enough army, and then just coming over the top. I was surprised by Tho's inability to save footmen. Those, I think he must have lost at least 8 footmen, or 8 supply, 4 to 5 footmen to Fly, giving him that advantage, or giving him the ability to catch up in terms of hero experience, and also forcing Tho to try and retrain up more. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.